Increasingly, a way in which we find an outlet to our emotions is through watching or rewatching certain sitcoms and shows. While we're watching it, we're actually intuitively trying to tap into a certain feeling. They help us ventilate emotions, which we might not have an emotional range to express. As we live the lives of the characters that we're watching, as we co-opt their struggles, their journey, their relationships, we're tapping into, through the journey of the character, emotions that might be buried in our subconscious. Hello, people. So I'm back talking to a screen, hoping that it'll get across to you in person. I hope that all of you have been well. If you know me, then you generally tend to know that I tell people to do catharsis if they've not been well. So what I want to talk about today is catharsis through shows. I think as human beings, we suck at channelizing our emotions and expressing them. Increasingly, a way in which we find an outlet to our emotions is through watching or rewatching certain sitcoms and shows. It's a very enduring practice of us investing ourselves into the characters, the protagonist's journey. While we're watching it, we're actually intuitively trying to tap into a certain feeling. What sitcoms help us do is that they help us ventilate these emotions, which we might not have an emotional range to express because we've been taught to bottle up and harden ourselves and not express our emotions, especially grief. As we live the lives of the characters that we're watching, as we co-opt their struggles, their journey, their relationships, we're tapping into, through the journey of the character, emotions that might be buried in our subconscious. I think an emotionally healthy society should allow for the expression of all kinds of emotions, and especially grief. I think in some ways it shows us how we're lacking in certain skills of expressing ourselves, of trusting people. Just wanted to get this out in the open so that next time that you're watching something, gobbling food, the next time that you're watching a show and you feel a swell of emotions, that might be your emotional trigger, and you might have repressed emotions when you see yourself being emotional for another character. So what these shows end up doing is that they end up providing us a mechanism through which we can do catharsis, through which we can circle through our emotions, and the parasocial relationship that we have with the character or that we've developed over watching and rewatching a certain show can help us circle through certain emotions, and it can help us in some ways express our emotions, swell up, cry, express grief in a very non-verbal manner. I think sitcoms and shows end up helping us do catharsis. I think, but increasingly we see that people are getting more and more insulated from each other. We have fractured relationships. Our most closest relationships are fractured, and that we don't really find a way through which we can express our emotions to our fullest. So sitcoms and these shows can end up providing us with a basis through which we can do catharsis, through which we can express emotions. See you guys in the next one.